What is up, Raider Nation? It is your boy MC Raider, and you are tuning in to the MC Raider Show. We are on episode 3 now, and we have a great show today that may start some shit, but I hope it's all good at the end of the day. Before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to Woodson Whiskey. All right, if you don't have your bottle yet, hit up Woodson Whiskey. I'll leave the information in the link. Hit them up, get your bottle, and let me know what you think about it. Also, shout out to Estelo's Barbershop out here in East LA. I'll leave their information. Also, go get your taper, your cut, your lineups. They get down with all the haircuts. And also, Raider by Nature. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Look, check this out. Obviously, on TikTok, I'm kind of known as the Dallas Cowboy hater, that I talk so much shit about the Cowboys. But at the end of the day, who the fuck does not talk shit about the Cowboys? You know what I mean? It just happens that I'm on social media and this name right here, MC Raider, is known as the Cowboy hater. But look, it's all fun and games. All love to all the Cowboy fans here on TikTok that follow me. You know that we just clown back and forth. But look, I really don't think well, I shouldn't even say that shit. It is a rivalry between Cowboys and Raiders. There's a history about that in the football games and in the NFL history. With the fans, I think it goes different. I think each fan base has their differences, and they know, and they could probably tell you why they hate each other as not a fan base, but just the teams in particular. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna let you know how I feel and my opinion. You obviously have your opinion, and you're welcome to leave your comments here if you're seeing this video on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, you can also shoot me an email and let me know what you think. But at the end of the day, look, I'm gonna give you my opinion. Shout out to all the Raider fans across the world. Shout out to the Raider Nation up in the Bay Area, here in Southern California, and also in Las Vegas. All right, and of course, big shout out to OLARP, the original Los Angeles Boosters. What's up? I'm a new member of OLARP, so shout out to them. MC Raiders in the house, baby. All right, so look, if you go back and look, it was like maybe the fourth or fifth episode on my on season 1 here on my podcast. I talk about a little bit of growing up in LA as a Raider fan and the drama that comes with wearing Raider colors as a kid back in the late 80s and in the early 90s. It was fucking difficult growing up here because obviously my parents, they weren't born here, but they knew, like, the Raider fans, that shit was popping here in LA. So when I started wearing Raider clothes, going into junior high and high school, I started getting like that shit where, like, hey man, don't wear that jersey because they're gonna confuse you and think you're a gang member or something like that. And there was a lot of gang members and gang activity happening all over Southern California during the 90s, and especially early 90s. And I went through all that shit, right? But when it started happening with the Cowboys and the Raiders with me, okay, once again, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about anybody else. Um, it started because the Raiders were obviously good in the 80s and fucking early 80s, and there was a lot of Raider fans and etc. So when this shit happened about kids wearing Raider stuff, and in the 90s, the fucking Cowboys started winning these Super Bowls, all these people and kids were starting to wear Cowboys gear, right? They started wearing Cowboy stuff, and then the Cowboys were like, they were like the biggest bandwagon shit here in LA. We had no more football team here. The Cowboys were winning. That shit was hot, and everybody was just wearing Cowboy shit. Especially the little kids growing up in school had no idea what the fuck they were wearing. They were wearing Cowboy stuff, and they became Cowboys fans. You could debate me if you want, and that's just what I believe. And they grew up that way, and their families and kids, etc. They became Cowboy fans. Boom, good to go. But I think that's how that shit became started here in Los Angeles. All right, because we're not in fucking Texas. We don't live in Dallas, so there's no fucking way the Cowboys were going to be deep here in LA now, right? But now the majority of fans here in Los Angeles, it's Raiders and Cowboys and some Niners, because here in California, here in LA, right? Nobody gives two fucks about the Rams. Nobody gives two fucks about the Chargers here. No one. It's always Raiders and Cowboys, the biggest fan bases out here in Los Angeles. And I fucking hate the Cowboys. I can't stand the fucking situation of Cowboys being bandwagons, and they don't understand that shit. But Look, once again, no disrespect to all the new fans, no disrespect to the hardcore fans. If that's you, don't even trip. But there is going to be a few listening to this shit and be like, yup, I used to be a Raider fan, but I became a fucking Cowboys fan because that's what I started wearing back in the 90s. And that's just how it was. No one's going to admit that shit. Now, you're going to tell me that the you're gonna tell me that the freaking Rams fans that were here, they left, and the Rams fans, there was nothing here. Yes, they were from LA. They left, but that shit was just stopped. And all those Rams fans that were here also became Cowboys fans, and now slowly they're fucking being undercover and they're becoming back to their fucking Rams. They became Rams fans now that they won the Super Bowl and they're back in LA, and they're gonna be like, oh well, now I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm gonna become a fucking Rams fan again. What kind of shit is that? All right. So if this is fucking getting some Cowboy fans and Rams fans mad out there, hey, it's all fun and games, guys. Remember, I'm speaking my opinion. You have your opinion. I'm sure you fuckers out there hate the Raiders. So look, this is what I think, and then that's how it just became. It became notorious here in Los Angeles. There's a lot of Cowboy fans and there's a lot of Raider fans, and that's just the way it goes. And the reason I clown the Cowboys so much, fuck, hey, not too far away, my sister is a fucking Cowboy fan, and I had to grow up with that shit. Be like, what the fuck? Why are you a Cowboy fan? Don't know shit about football to begin with. Now she does, but back in the day, she didn't know a dog shit thing about football. And now she's a Cowboy fan. She has Cowboy friends, and every time I look at them, I feel like fucking throwing up. And that's just how all the shit talk goes back and forth, and that's just how it is, guys. So I clown the Cowboys a lot, and I just believe that the Cowboy fans. That were like on my age right now, I think they're a bunch of bandwagons here in LA. That's just what I think. And if you get offended for that, remember the true hurts. But look, man, I was hesitating on talking about this on this show, but it just had to be said. If you grew up in LA, you know that in the 90s, especially when the Cowboys had Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, all that bullshit, there were a lot of fucking no ones became Cowboy fans. They just became Cowboy fans because they were being champions. Not to switch sports. How many fucking Golden State Warrior fans are out here in LA right now? What? Are you serious? There's Golden State Warrior fans. What the fuck is that? That shit was that team was just irrelevant, and they just became a fucking dynasty. Started winning championships, and there's Golden State Warriors everywhere. So at the end of the day, that's what I think. And look, what's the team that's hated by everyone? It's the Dallas Cowboy fans. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, the team. That's the team that Dallas Cowboys are hated by mostly everyone, you know. And why? I have no idea. I gave you my opinion, and I think every fan base they don't like the teams they're on their divisions, and that comes with the territory being a football fan. But there's no reason why to hate the Cowboys. There has to be a specific reason why. Because if they're not in your division, then why should we hate on the Cowboys? And I keep hating on the Cowboys, and I'm gonna continue hating on the Cowboys because that's just the way it is. Do I have friends that are Cowboy fans? Fuck yeah, I have friends that are Cowboy fans. I have Cowboy fans here on TikTok that they're Cowboy fans. They clown me. I'm a Raider fan. I clown them, but always we keep it cool. And you could say F my team. I say F your team. I make jokes about it. And when we keep it neutral, we keep it just like sports shit talk, and we don't get butthurt. That's what it's all about. So shout out to all those that know how to shit talk and they know how to take it and they know how to just clown and keep it respectful and keep it cool. Those are the real fans out there, because we're always going to be talking crap. Look, at the end of the day, I made a video about oh look, first of all, check this out. I found this in the trash. Obviously, someone thought it was trash, and now I made it into a microphone stand for the time being, and here it is. But I really wanted to talk about those that get offended when you talk about your own team. I was clowning my own team, and I think I have all the right to clown my team. I'm a Raider fan since 1987. Grew up in Los Angeles. I was 5 years old. Uh, being Went to my first football game, and ever since I've been a Raider fan. And ever since we haven't won dog shit. So, and I'm a diehard Raider fan. I mean, I'm big into my team. I love talking about the Raiders. I love talking with fans about the Raiders. I like the whole thing about having a family orientated shit like on Sundays, barbecues and everything, and just having my whole family being a Raider. It's just something beautiful that comes with it. And I'm sure it happens with your fan base and your team also. It's just being a Raider fan, part of the Raider Nation. It's amazing. So those that did get butthurt, look, man, I have all the right to clown. We haven't won shit in over 40 years. We made it to one Super Bowl, got our ass kicked. All right, cool. But at the end of the day, we haven't really done shit. And um, and that's why I have fun with it and I make jokes about it. So hope you don't get offended. And that's just the way it is. If you think differently about the Cowboy situation in Los Angeles, feel free to leave a comment and remember to subscribe and like this here on YouTube. If you're listening to Spotify, what's up, everyone? You can leave me a message on Spotify too. Shoot me an email and shout out to everyone on TikTok and on Instagram. All right. Just wanted to drop this episode for you guys. This is MC Raider, and you are tuning into the MC Raider Show, and we are out. What's in Whiskey? Big shout out. Estelo's Barbershop, Raider by Nature.
Bow wow.
We are out.
What's up,
God
cat?
damn.
Yeah, yeah.